What's good, YouTube? It's Shiesty, and today I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to win every part game in NBA 2K20, and we're going to jump right into the video. But before we get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so YouTube will let you know when I make new videos. Okay, so for tip number 1 on defense, keep your hands up. On PlayStation, you do this by holding an R3 forward, and on Xbox, you do this by holding the right stick forward. If you don't do this, 9 times out of 10, your man's gonna be shooting a wide open shot. This can be the difference between a smothered or a heavily contested shot and an open or wide open shot. Because you can be within inches of your man, but if your hands are up, 2K will not give you a contest. I repeat, 2K will not give you a contest. Okay, tip number 2 is when you're on defense and your man has the ball, do not jump or leave your feet unless you see your man do that first. Because if you jump and your man doesn't, he's now registered as wide open and there's nothing you could do. Pretty much any shot he wants to take, he can take now. So if you ever feel stuck and don't know what to do, or you're trying to think what's the best option, just fall back on keeping your hands up because it works every time and you're guaranteed some kind of contest. Okay, tip number 3, I know a lot of y'all aren't going to want to hear, but it's stop reaching the pass in. Everybody's standing right in front of the man trying to pass the ball in, thinking they'll get an easy steal and an easy free bucket. But in all actuality, what you're really doing is just letting your man get down court for free, wide open, because everybody's reaching and then you're out of position. And then you just turn the pass in into a fast break situation, and now your teammates are playing 2v3 because you thought you could get a free steal. Tip number 4 is, if your man set a screen on your teammate and your teammate's guarding a shooter, you need to switch on that screen every time. Because the moment he gets caught, there's nothing he could do, and then that shooter's gonna hit a wide open 2, possibly 3. Almost every time. You see so many people in park, that's all they do is screen shoot, and then there's no help from anyone on the court. Everyone just watches him get caught. And they let it happen consistently. And then they lose games wondering why someone scored 17 points. Well, if they were all wide open, of course they hit them. And for tip number 5, something really simple. A lot of people are able to do it. Actually, anybody can do it, yet a lot of people don't. When the game's about to start, check to see what you're guarding and what your teammates are guarding. You don't know how many times I've heard a game start and somebody says, "Hey bro, what am I guarding?" Watch before the game starts. People step up to courts, they walk off, go to their kitchen, go do whatever. I don't know what they be doing. People leave and then they come back, don't know what they're guarding. And then because they just didn't pay attention, they're making dumb mistakes they probably wouldn't have. Like letting a sharp shoot a wide open 3, or trying to drive to the paint on a pure rim protector, a pure lockdown defender. But honestly, this is a simple problem that can be fixed easily. Just pay attention before the game starts, and then stuff that shouldn't happen won't. On to tip number 6. Alright, so tip number 6 is play as your archetype. If you make a sharp shooting build, why are you driving into the paint trying to dunk on someone contested? If you make a glass cleaning archetype, why are you at the 3-point line trying to shoot threes? 2K didn't make your players so you could do this. You should have made another archetype if that's what you were trying to do. Tip number 6 is if you don't play as your archetype, you're probably never going to win. There's people who do this in park. You randomly see, center glass cleaners shooting threes, or you'll see a sharp put a rim protector on a poster. Yeah, it does happen, but it will not happen consistently enough to win games. Like, you might get that once in every 2 to 3 games, but you're not going to do it 5, 6, 7 times in the same game just so you can win. No, it won't happen consistent like that. So the rule is play as your archetype, or else you're just never going to win. It won't ever work out. Now for tip number 7, which is play for wins or play smart. Do not play for points. Everybody wants the ball at their hands. Half the people with the ball don't even know what to do with it. You get the ball, everybody just wants to get a point. Everybody wants to see, oh, I need to get 10 points this game. I need to get 15 points, or I want to score all the points. You let people wide open on the court, and instead everybody's going for everything contested. Pass the ball. Everybody's trying to get points, and in trying to get points, you might actually get your points up. But you'll also probably end up shooting like 6 for 17, 6 for 20. Congrats, you got most of the points. But you're going to lose because all them opportunities that you missed, the other team's going to score. So play for the win. Pass to open teammates and quit trying to think you need all the points. Now for tip number 8, which is stop forcing shots. If you don't have an open shot, don't pull up. Don't shoot, just pass the ball. Or if you're a dribbler, see if you can get open. But don't shoot yet, you're not open. You know you're not open. 9 times out of 10, you're doing this all the time. The people who are doing it all the time. So when you pull up, you're seeing your man get contested and it's telling you, smothered, heavily contested. Maybe if you're lucky, lightly contested. But you're doing this and 2K's giving you feedback telling you you're doing something wrong. That's 2K trying to help you so you can win the game. They are providing feedback to help you, saying don't shoot here. It's telling you bad shot selection. So, the only time where you should be forcing a shot is if the shot clock is getting close to being down. Then it changes everything, then you just have to shoot. But if it's not close to the shot clock ending, then don't force a shot. If you're not open, pass the ball. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so for tip number 9, it is to use R1 and then whatever corresponding button works for your passes. Or for Xbox, it would be right button and then whatever button. Because I noticed online on Park, there's a lot of people trying to run pretty much right in front of each other, run right beside each other, setting screens, doing all types of things right. They're getting really close to each other on the court. And because we're so close to each other, it's too hard to just use X and then point the stick in the direction you want your pass to go to. Because honestly, I've noticed it even feels like you'll point the stick and it will not go to the pass you chose. But using R1 and clicking the corresponding button kind of eliminates any chance of it going to the wrong person. Because also, if you don't do this, you're passing to the wrong person and say you're giving the center the ball when he's trying to set a screen on top of the arc. And now he's getting ripped because you have a lockdown defender right in front of him, and you know the centers can't dribble. So you gotta help everybody out. Use R1 when you pass the ball, or else you're probably gonna make the wrong pass, and you didn't even mean to make that pass. You wanted to make the right pass, but R1 is the only way to make sure it happens. And for the 10th and final tip, it is, if you have a man on fire, use him. Give that man the ball. There's nothing more frustrating than being on fire and then your teammates not passing the ball. Almost everybody in 2K knows how this feels. You have a wide open Sharp on fire. He's almost guaranteed to hit his shot. Give that man the ball. This only helps you out because if you have a teammate on fire, that just means they're more likely to get buckets. It's more likely to win the game. So just pass the ball to somebody on fire. Alright YouTube, well those were 10 easy tips where if everybody on your team follows them, I promise you will win almost every single part game in NBA 2K20. I'm sorry, it might have seemed like those were common sense or that they were just easy things anybody should be able to do, but I promise if you've been on Park, you've seen somebody breaking more than one of these rules. So if you see someone breaking these rules, make sure to send them my video, and you might have a friend who needs to see this video, so send it to them too. I'll see you later, YouTube.